Hi everyone, this is Kingsley Specspace IQ. So in today's edition of our series, I'm going to be showing us over 43 to 44 keyboard shortcuts cutting across your web browser and also your Windows operating system. This is going to more like be an advanced session, okay, for everyone to be able to understand fully how to navigate these shortcuts using your keyboard. Okay, so starting with your browser. Now on your browser, if you want to open an incognito browser, all you just need to do is to hold your control key, the shift key, and then you type the letter N for November. So just hold it together and then boom, you see it's opened. If you want to open a new tab, open a new browser tab. Let's say you want to open a new browser tab on the same incognito, just type Ctrl T on your keyboard. If you want to open a new window, which is a new browser window different from the browser tab, just type Ctrl N, N for November, Ctrl N. It opens another new window. So if you want to navigate through different tabs, so I'm going to just close these two tabs. So if you want to navigate through different tabs, and how do I mean? Let's say, for example, we are currently on the Yahoo tab and want to move to Gmail, want to move to Google, want to move to Copilot differently. Instead of having to use your mouse, all you just need to do is to hold your control key and then click on the tab key. Hold your control key, click on the tab key. Is going forward, is going forward, is going forward. So while your control key is on hold, using your thumb finger, you can now keep moving or switching into different tabs. Okay, so hold your control key and then click on tab, and you find yourself switching in between tabs. So if you want to go back, let's say we are currently on Copilot and want to go back to Google and to Gmail. Instead of going front and you want to go back, just hold your control key, hold your shift key, and then click on the tab. Keep tapping tab while the control and shift are held steady. Okay, so while you do that, you see you are going back, you are going back. All right, so this is very, very interesting, and it helps you to quickly navigate different browsers quickly while maintaining efficiency in delivering your work. Okay, so that is how this is being done. All right, so in another situation whereby you want to now move towards the Windows shortcuts. So having shown you the shortcuts for your Windows browser, which is the browser itself that you are currently working on, whether you are working on Google Chrome or working on Edge, the shortcut applies. Okay, so now the next step we're going to follow will be shortcut for Windows operating system. So in order to navigate to the shortcut for Windows operating system, this is pretty easy, and I'm going to be showing us bit by bit. All right, so if you want to check your computer configuration, that's your specification, which is your computer specification, is very easy. Just hold on your Windows key and type R for Romeo. So if you hold your Windows key and you type R for Romeo, it's going to come up with this dialog page, and then you're going to type ms info 32. Okay, so when you type ms info 32, it's going to bring up your computer specification. So you can see this is a summary of my system information. The next shortcut is how you can be able to open a new folder. If you want to open a new folder, hold your Windows key and then press the letter E for echo. It's going to bring up the File Explorer page. This is my music directory. So now in the music directory, if I want to create a new folder, I'll just hold my control, hold my shift key, and then type the letter N for November, and it creates a new folder. I can now name this folder as text. Now if you want to go back to the music directory rather, just click on the backspace on your keyboard and it returns back to the music directory. If you want to create a new virtual desktop, let's say we are currently on an existing desktop and then we want to create a new virtual desktop. So just hold your Windows key, hold your control key, and then you type the letter D for Delta. So it automatically creates a new desktop environment so you can see how it looks like. If you want to go back to existing desktop, let's say you want to switch to an existing desktop, it's also very easy to do that. So you press your Windows, hold your control key, and then use your left navigation to switch. If you want to return back to the other desktop you created, very easy. Windows control, right navigation. Okay. If you want to return to the previous one, Windows control, left navigation. Let's say you had mistakenly created a virtual desktop and now you want to delete that virtual desktop that you had created. Let's go back to the existing desktop, the one we created new. So if we want to delete this particular desktop, what you just need to do is to hold your FN key on your keyboard, hold your Windows key on your keyboard, hold your Control key on your keyboard. So FN, Windows, Control, F4. That's the function 4, function key 4, and automatically it gets deleted. Let's say, for example, we have this particular file explorer now. We can use the Windows key, Windows plus left navigation to switch it to the left, Windows slash right navigation to switch it to the right, Windows up navigation and down navigation. Okay, so you can see as you switch, it goes. So when you click up, it goes up. When you double tap on up, it opens in full view. All right. So let's go to the left, opens in left, go to the right, opens in right, go down, it's down, and it closes. You can always bring it up again by using the Windows and up navigation, and then take it up again. If you take it up one more time, it opens. One more time, it opens in full view. You see, so that is how it works. So our next step now is how to delete a folder. All right. So if you want to delete a folder, let's say I want to delete the test folder I just created, all I just need to do is to type Control D and it gets deleted. All right. If I type Control Z, it comes back. If I type Control D, it gets deleted. Now, if you want to carry out a permanent deletion of this folder, let's say I want to carry out a permanent deletion of this my test folder, it's pretty very easy. So to do that, I'll just select the folder. I want it to be deleted permanently. I'll just hold my shift key and then press delete. So it's going to ask me, are you sure you want to permanently delete this folder? I'll just click on yes, and the folder is gone. No matter what you do, the folder will not come back again. All right. So when I type Ctrl Z to bring back the folder, this is the error. Could not find this item. This is no longer located in your C directory. So it means that I carried out a permanent deletion. The next shortcut we are going to look at is the Windows G, which is G for Go. So if you want to let's type the Windows key and then type G key, the G key. So this helps you to capture. If you want to capture your screen, if you want to do a screen capture, if you want to do a screen record, it also aids in game assists, right? So it depends on what you want to do. So this is for audio, this is for video, which is for capture, your screen capture. This is also for performance. This is also for game assist, especially for Xbox. That's for Xbox game, right? So this also helps you very well. And then you can select anyone you want based on your preference and the kind of action you want to execute, okay? So now, the next shortcut now is the Windows M. So Windows M is used to minimize everything you have on your computer. Everything must go down, which is must be minimized. So if you type Windows M, M for man or Manchester, if you type Windows M, everything goes down, right? But if you also type Windows Shift M, it comes back up. Pretty easy, right? So Windows M is to minimize everything. Windows Shift M is to bring everything back up. So the next shortcut we are going to follow now is to how we can be able to launch the command prompt. So to do that, you hold your Windows key and type the R key, which is R for Romeo. It brings up a dialog box, and then you type CMD. CMD is going to bring up the command prompt. So the next shortcut item is if you want to open your local registry editor. So go back to Windows R again, which is going to bring up a dialog box, and then you type regedit. Okay, regedit. That's what you type. And when you do that, it's going to prompt you to allow administrator access. And then, boom, this is it. This is how you can navigate into your Windows registry editor. The next shortcut is the Windows R itself. So the Windows R is a very powerful command that allows you to run a lot of programs, a lot of your Windows programs. All right. It's very beautiful. It's very easy if you understand the shortcuts involved and the kind of commands that you want to input into this dialog box to put up any form of window that you desire. All right. So you need to understand how it works. All right. So the next shortcut key is the Windows I to open up settings. So with the Windows I key, or the Windows I command rather, the Windows I command opens up your settings page on your Windows 10. All right. So the next shortcut key is if you want to open Task Manager. So there are two ways to open Task Manager. It's either you type Windows R and then you type TASK MGR, opens up your Task Manager, right? Which is this, or you click on the function key by typing the Control Shift Escape. So the Control Shift Escape also opens up the same view. All right. So we've talked about how you can permanently delete, which is also the Shift Delete key to permanently delete a folder. Now, if you would like to switch different tabs, let's say for example, I've opened three different file explorers, right? This is three different file explorers I've opened. And now I want to switch in between these file explorers. All right. So to do that, this is how you can make it work to do that. So if you want to switch in between file explorers, which is more like in between windows, okay? So just hold your alternate key. When you hold your alternate key, you now click on your tab, okay? It's going to be switching. Just keep tapping your tab. The more you tap your tab, the more it switches. So hold your alternate key and then tap your tab, the tab key, while you're holding your alternate key steady. And then you keep tapping, keep pressing the tab key. It's going to be switching into different views depending on the view you want to look at. Okay, so that is how it works. All right, great. So the next shortcut key we are going to be discussing about is the Control C. You already know the Control C is to copy, and then Control V, V for victory, is to paste. So I copied the folder too and I pasted it and it created a copy of the same folder. All right. So if I type Control X, X for X-ray is to cut. You can see the display is different. And then if I open this copy folder and then I paste, it pastes it inside the new folder that I just created. So if I click on my backspace, it returns back to the previous root directory, right? Which is what you see here. Or let's say, for example, I opened up this folder, all right? And then I created a file. Let's assume that I create a file and then I want to print this file. Okay, so I'm opening up this file as an instance, and then if I type Control P brings up the print view. So if I want to print, I can print through this view. Very easy. Okay, that's how to print. You select your printer depending on the printer you're connected to. So select your printer and you can now print. The next shortcut key we are going to be discussing is, so if I open up this Word document and then I type a text, let's say I type this text, okay? So now there's an option, Control E, which is a new shortcut, is to centralize, all right? So if I want to centralize it, that is a shortcut key to centralize on Word document. But In my new episode, I'm going to be talking about Microsoft Word shortcuts. Okay, so it's going to be an extensive class, extensive session. Now, the next shortcut key is the Windows full stop. Hold your Windows key and press the full stop sign. It's going to bring up the emoji signs. I know a lot of us may not know this particular one, myself as well. But when I found it, I also included it as part of the things I'll be showing us. So when you hold your Windows key, you press the full stop. It's going to bring up this emoji. So the next shortcut we are going to be talking about is Control Y. Control Y means to redo, and the Control Z means to undo. Let's say you carry out a change and you want to undo the change you've carried out, right? For example, I deleted this folder. Let's say I deleted this folder. I've deleted it. So to undo, Control Z, I've undo it. Control Y is to redo. Redo means to go back to the deleted states. A lot of times when I do that, if I redo and try to carry out execute the Control Z again, it may not work. It means that the data is gone, or you can check the recycle bin to restore the directory folder. Okay, so that's just it. I'm just going to create another folder sharply, or very quickly rather. And then, so we also have the other shortcut, which is the Control S. You already know that to save a document. If you want to save a document, you type Control S to save. After working on this document and you want to save, just type Control S. It's going to bring up the dialog box where you want to save it, and then you can save. All right. So, yeah, that's all for today's session. Thank you very much, guys, and I hope this was very explanatory, and I hope this was a very insightful session. All right. Thank you, guys, and then looking forward to having more exclusive sessions with us. Bye, everyone.